Well, good morning. This is Brian. Welcome back to the ranch. So this morning it's a little chilly. I didn't bother getting up to hunt. I'm not sure if I'm motivated to continue hunting and getting a deer, but I'll probably try before the end of the season. But this morning I'm going to go ahead and move the cattle. All right, so I emptied out the tank. I was doing it with buckets earlier, and then I realized, well, why don't I just use a siphon? So I grabbed the hose, and I didn't show it because I didn't think it was going to work, and brought the hose down the hill here, sucked on it for about 2 minutes. Hopefully the water was clean and I don't get sick, but it should be clean. And all that water emptied right over here. So I do need to move the water across the gravel road here and put it so the girls can get to it. So I grabbed another 75 foot of hose to go from here just right over to here. So we'll go ahead and get that moved. One thing I want to make sure that I don't do is leave this in the road because somebody's going to run over it. And there goes 2 hoses, which are expensive. All right. We'll just let that go across the gravel road and head on over by the charger there. So I'm gonna go halvesies right here on the water tank because they're gonna be over here for a couple of weeks. Then I'm gonna put them over here for a couple of weeks, and I don't wanna have to move that. So we'll just move the cows without having to reposition the wire or to move the water tank. So my watering system for my ranch is really super sophisticated. It's just 400 feet of hose. And I didn't show this on a previous video, but I laid all this out a couple of weeks ago. I think it was Thanksgiving Day. And then I just tucked it around the fence line here so that when I mow, I don't have to keep moving it. And more hose and more hose. One of these days I might get some PEX piping and go ahead and put some permanent water. But for now, hoses are gonna do the job just fine. And it hooks right up here. We don't have a problem with my pipes freezing. On the inside, I actually have a heater. So this yellow thing right here is a heater. And I have the silver coils. If you can see that, the silver coils I have wrapped around the insulation of the pipe, and then that pipe leads out to the other side, and that'll kick on when it gets 45 degrees. So hopefully that'll be enough to keep the water fairly warm so that it doesn't freeze here. But if we get a really, really hard freeze, I'll just come up and disconnect it and, you know, break the ice on the water for the cows. I am gonna get it's like a freeze prevention like nipple that you can get for the end of your hose on your tanks. I've seen that advertised and it looks like it works pretty good. A couple of YouTubers said Gold Shaw Farms, they use it, and he says it works pretty good. So we're not cold enough yet. The day started off at 41 degrees. It's probably, I don't know, 50, 55. It was hot enough I had to take off my hunting pants. And here we are. I almost forgot. I came over here to turn on the water. And so I have a split nozzle here, and we're gonna go full blast so it fills up quickly. And I like this because you can control the flow, so you can, you know, turn it down or turn it up. I usually just have it trickling so there's not a lot of pressure in these hoses because I've had the hoses burst. And then I just keep this hose right here so I can easily, oh, there it is. I can easily feed the chickens if I need to, fill up their buckets. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Come on. Come on, girls. I'm a little out of breath, but that's how I unroll my hay. Some people spend a lot of time and energy figuring out how to do it with a tractor. Greg Judy makes a really nice implement that will unroll it for you, but I just like to unroll it by hand. It's a good little bit of exercise. And even though these bales are, I don't know, about 900 pounds, when they dry out, I'm sure they're a lot less than that, because we did lose a little more right here. I was feeding him this hay bale just kind of traditionally, but this ground here is pretty bad. Nothing ever grows here, so I'm just gonna let them feed as much on this hay as they can, and then I'll spread out the rest. And by the time they're done with it, it should look something like this. So they were on this paddock for the better part of 3 weeks, and you can see a lot of manure has been deposited, which is good. And they ate probably, I would say, half of this hay. I put this bale out about 2 weeks ago, and they grazed the rest of the grass off, but then they ate a lot of it right over here. But they left some, which is good, so I'll come out here and spread it out, and then when the ground dries up a little bit, because we've had quite a bit of rain, I'm gonna bring out my chain harrow, and we'll spread all this manure out, and hopefully this area will start to recover a little bit. It's been producing very poorly. So all that manure with the spreading of the hay should create some really nice mulch. So when the grass comes up this spring, it should be really healthy. And I'll still drag it with my chain harrow and really get all this manure spread out so there's not big clumps of it. But this is a good start, and we'll just let this decompose all winter long. And I'll do the same over there once they're done eating that bale that I unrolled earlier. So let's actually go check on the chickens. We haven't seen them for a while. Hey girls. Man, they do not like me. they've been producing eggs pretty well. We get about a dozen a week still. Once it gets really, really cold, they'll probably stop producing. I came up 2 days ago and collect some eggs, so we probably won't have a lot, but let's see what we got. Hey, 3 eggs, I'll take them.